Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You're watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Iyanla Fix My Life, a new episode called Family Curse. Now, this was a good one as well. It has a lot of deep secrets and a lot of things about this family, and it gives a show a forefront and brings to the forefront about how family keeps secrets, they keep lies, they keep truths hidden, so they don't have to feel the reality and they don't have to face the truth. And sometimes it hurts the loved ones that they care about because they decide to hide the secrets that has been plaguing in their family. And if they don't deal with that and they keep sweeping under the rug, that pattern will continue and for generations top of generations until someone break that pattern. And then this family is hurtful because it kept going and people was ignoring it and neglecting it. And as a result of neglect, it leads to a bigger issue that we're going to explain now. Now, Alicia is 37 years old. She have a daughter. Now, she was molested by her grandfather, her mother's father, when she was 6 years old. She explained that she told her aunt first about it, and then her aunt called the mother and everything. They were to confronting him and everything. He admitted that we don't know exactly what he admitted to. He admitted that he exposed himself to Alicia. But there's more to that, but that's what he said he admitted. So he told them, please do not say that, do not take me to jail, because if I go to jail, I will kill myself. He told his kids that. And then they kept quiet about that because they forgave him and they believed him or something like that. And they just wanted to keep it under the rug. So they just told Alicia to keep it quiet, or he will never do it again, because he believed that he would never do it again. He feels sorry, and you have to deal with that. So keep it quiet. And now, the father told the third to don't say nothing, to keep it quiet, and then the mother told Alicia to keep it quiet because don't say anything, don't say it to your father because you're afraid the father will kill everything. So it was crazy. But that's a background with that. Alicia got molested by her grandfather. Now, but since then, she's been so hurt and everything about it because she feel betrayed, she feel hurt, she feel neglect that her mother told her to keep quiet and didn't do anything about that. And then she living with this hurt that how my mother is keep taking me to my grandfather's house and he keep doing this to me and everything. So what she did is that she started a movement of she was doing videos telling her story about that and telling wrote a book about it, about her experience and stuff like that. Now, the problem with this is that it's good that she have a movement and stuff like that, but it's a part that she haven't healed from, and she telling a story based on what she know and not having the all pieces and not having the whole truth of a story. So when Iyanla first talked to her, she explained about her molestation and everything, and it was a question about if this molestation didn't happen, what would you be? She said she didn't know. So that right there tell her that she don't know who she is. She can't identify herself. She don't know who herself is. So how can you help others if you don't have who you are and you didn't hear who yourself is? And for her not telling that broken story, it's not going to really be powerful and impacted to make a movement until she could steady heal herself. She's still broken. And a broken person who's trying to give a message and trying to help others is not going to be successful. It's not going to go too far, like Iyanla said, because she herself haven't know who she is, and she herself haven't been healed from the hurt, for the brokenness, for the pathology, for the family, for the hurt, the lies, the abandonment, neglect that she had been through when she was growing older. So she has a daughter now who is like 8 years old. And she had her daughter do some videos about different things, about when somebody touch you, when you're supposed to say no and everything, all that stuff. That's it with finding Danny doing videos. But at the same time, behind closed doors, who are you really reaching out if you're not really helping and healing yourself? So she then let it explain to herself that she said helping others give helping others and their healing will help her heal herself. And so that's codependency, and that's dangerous because codependency is not a good tool to do, because when you're codependent with the people you helping, and it may be good when they heal, but if it's not so good, so you be so invested and you destroy yourself, because if something goes wrong and they're not getting healed from this, and you not getting help because it's not working for them, so you feel invested, you feel emotional, so like that's codependency, because you could dependent on them to be healed for you yourself to be healed. Well, you should be whole yourself, and they go for the movement. So this movement has a good intentions for Alicia to do. Her approach about it is wrong, and I'll explain about the approach later. So now let's go back now. In order for that to happen, for her to be telling a story, Iyanla told her she just stop telling that story that she's creating, because it's not the whole truth. She get bits and pieces. So she uses this molestation itself as the cause to give her purpose of life, and that pain is that purpose that she's propelling to tell her story. Now it's good that she want to tell her story, it's fine, but you can't heal and help others if you're not telling the whole truth, and she doesn't know exactly the whole truth about what happened. And her purpose of herself, she used the molestation as the purpose of who she is. That's a part that what happened to her, but that's not who she is. So if the molestation never happened and she don't have the identification of who she self is, then it's not going to be portrayed as a healed, put together individual. And she just going out with pain and going out and doing these movements and doing this stuff and just telling us one side of the story and not telling the whole truth. It's not going to go too far. It's not going to approach. It's not going to be help. It's going to be helping. It's going to be hindering her more than helping her and helping others. Now, so yeah, I advise her to put a pause in that movement and not telling that story. Put a stop and telling the story and getting the whole truth about it. Now, she broke down. She said she felt hurt, like she been abandoned, neglected, and everything. She didn't want to know why this is happening. So in order for us to get to the root of that, we need to talk to her mother. Her mother is Judy. Now, before we go there, she explained that when she did the movement and sort of thing, 3 years ago, when she did that, her family cut her off, but her father stood outside. Her mother cut her off. Her aunt cut her off. They changed their numbers. They blocked her on social media because she came out with this story. Now, the story she came out with was telling and everything. And her mother found out, based on her manuscript 2.5 years ago, that it was more than what her father revealed to her that what he did. He only said he exposed himself, but it was more details to the story. Now, let's move to that. Now we met with Judy. And we was like, Judy, tell me about you. What happened? And tell me how you find out about exactly what happened to your daughter. She said she got a call from her sister. And her sister told her about what happened. And they confronted the father, but they didn't cry. They never really asked him exactly that he molested the daughter. They just confronted about something that happened to her daughter, and then he cried and said he only exposed herself. And that's what he said. He told them that please do not take me to jail because I will kill myself and everything. So they took that and they kind of buried it. They put it in the back burner and they have it. They put it aside and they told her daughter, Alicia. Judy told her daughter Alicia that do not say anything because. Do not tell your father this. Keep it to yourself because he will kill her father. And she kind of wanted to protect her father and everything. So it's kind of like, it's crazy that it happened. Now, what revealed that was so disturbing is that it's just not that it just happened to Alicia. It's a pattern in her family. It's a pattern, a pathology of child molestation, because what Judy revealed to her, to us, is that she was molested herself when she was going to her parents. So her father's father, and her father's molester, and everything. So it's like her father's father um her father is like it been down. Her father's father molested the father, so it's like, and her father got molested. So it's like it's a whole kind of pattern of molestation that it gets swept under the rug. The silence is more valued than the truth, and since that silence, it hurts the family. So Judy and her sister Sharon and all that stuff had never really healed from the broken family of this molestation, and they're aware of this happening and they're aware of what's going on, but they decided to not face it and neglect the truth. So they kind of do things to not deal with that reality that their own father will molest their niece and her daughter, and that reality is that happening is like, oh, what I could, it's like we can't have this house, and so we had to keep it quiet to avoid that. If we like keep it quiet, it won't face it, and that's exactly, it's not right, because if you keep it quiet, it's not going to help your daughter. It will basically hurt her more because she's broken, and she want to know why y'all haven't protected her, why y'all didn't help her, why you just feel like make her feel like, oh, the father was got away with things, and but her father passed. Judy's father passed away and everything, and he died. So, but she said her mom knows about Alicia, and then I'll go to the whole blackmail thing about later on, but I was like, yes. So that kind of thing about hiding it and not keeping a secret is crazy. So later on, we met with the aunt Sharon. Sharon revealed that she wanna be able to be there for her niece and stop this happening, and she's angry that her father molested her niece, and she angry that her sister will continue to let Alicia go to her father's house. And but when Iyanla asked her, did she tell her this and why she was doing it, she said no, she never did that because she felt like she was gonna be shaming her sister. She felt like she wanted to make her sister upset. But I would say, if you feel strong about this, why are you feel that you gonna shame her? You telling her the truth about what happened. You protect Alicia. But what they do, what the mother do, she kept like pushing and bearing and not deal with it. Sharon, on the other hand, will use alcohol to numb the pain, to neglect, to avoid the reality of what happened, that her father is a child molester, and she in a family that are my child molesters, and in the family, and the moms and the mother figures all that thing, is keeping it quiet and keeping it hush, and tell them to silence and not say anything, and keep it quiet and keep it hush, just to keep the family together. And I said that's not good. So they need to break that. And I guess Iyanla said, Sharon, you could be the key to help, to be the positive tool to help your sister and help your niece to get things together, because Sharon revealed that she recovered alcoholic, so she's been in recovery for a couple months now. So she not using alcohol anymore, but she's in the process that she's good and she could be able to help her sister. And she said it was so easy for her with her rehab and everything, other people, than dealing with her own sister. But she said it's hard, she don't know how to approach it. But Iyanla said once you got the tools and you know how to nurture it and you know how to better the tools, you can help anybody. You can help your sister and you can get that. So once you got that foundation, it never goes away, and it can be easy to help your sister, you help your family. So that was get into it. And now back to Judy. Judy's problem is that she not present. She's there. She didn't really abandon Alicia like that. Alicia felt like she abandoned. She's just not present. She's like checked out. Like she's there. Her body is there, but she's not mentally present at the moment. And she tends to shut down and not deal with that because there's a lot of issues and obstacles going on. Now when it comes to the father, and while Judy told Alicia not to tell her father about it because she know her father's a violent man, her father's gonna go kill her. Because when Alicia revealed that, when her father found out, he wanna go kill her grandfather, hurt him. But they put a stop to that because she ain't wanna. She told Alicia not to tell her father. Her father found out when he read that book, or when she did that, well, a book and she did the videos. That's when he found out. Now, her father had her own gender because she said when she was growing up, her household was kind of violent because her father always liked to scream, always to fight with her, and always screaming at her. And Alicia didn't feel like it. She felt like she wanted her mother to protect her and help her and reach out. And she said her mother was always in the corner crying and not doing anything. She realized why her mother's not coming to help in a fence. Well, her father is so freaking harsh, a disciplinarian, and strict. While Alicia, while Julie feel like she's more of her kid's friend than being the mother. And it's just fine and dandy, but when you need to protect and be there for your children and be care for them, you can't just be too much of their friend. You can be friendly, but you have to be the mom role. And when your friend and when your children need protecting, need your mom, you need to be there. And that's what Judy fought. She was not present at the moment when it's happening. She shuts down and just don't want to deal with things, or she buried things and feel like once she could bury it, she could don't have to deal with that, and that's not good. Now we come to the point, the second day, when we talk about the 4 areas of life. It was another exercise that Iyanla had with Alicia: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And that she told Alicia to rate her items from 1 to 10. 1 being a car crash or wreck, 10 you got it all together. And then she rated her mental 9, her emotional 5, her physical a 3, and her spiritual a 7. That's already unbalanced right there. Now, when you're going through some of the things, it's like when you're doing the thing, how many things you have felt when you went through, how many things like that? And she said none. So she had to take away, she subtracted things. And after everything she was subtracting some of the foundation, she put the board on it, and it was unstable. So that means it's telling her that she rated so high, she thinking of things like that, and it's not stable to give that foundation. So the movement she's giving and all that stuff is kind of broken because you can't stable that. It's all over the place. So it's better to start low and heal from that and have a stable foundation where you can control the things, and then you work your way up. When you so the high standards that you want to do all these big things where you never healed yourself, it's kind of create a problem with that. Now, when Judy realized that, did her mother know? Judy's mom said yes, she knew. Now, how she knew is that I guess the father and Alicia called the mother and blackmailed her and said, listen, if you know, I think it was blackmail the father, and said, if you don't buy her a car, then I will tell your wife exactly what happened. Now, that's when the father, I guess, kind of admitted it, that he said he did his exposure and stuff like that. And let me see, he said, yeah, it said they bought a car and everything. And then when that happened, and that's when the movement was starting to happen, they went to extort money from the mom to fund the fund a project. And I said extortion and blackmailing, because if they don't do this, they need to do. If they don't do this, you gonna tell her, you gonna do this, you gonna come in front and same thing. So the blackmail and thing is kind of like, I don't think Alicia put that in mind. Now, when we kind of find out, Alicia told us that her father was the one that told her that, listen, you better start now for profit foundation, everything, and get money from them, get something out of them. And now, her telling Alicia that it's like trying to play the approach, because that's what it said. The approach is off, because that's why I said it earlier. Her tissue was good. Her approach is off. Her approach of getting this platform together is about blackmailing and extorting money for your family members to tell your story because you've been hurt by it, and to carve the identity of Alicia, because Alicia feel like her identity, its purpose is to help others, because she was not helped and she could give her story. But to use that molestation as a cause, and then you blackmailing, extorting for that cause, it's not good, because your black father is telling you one thing, and white molestation makes man make who you are. That's not a good combination, Alicia. So it's kind of making Alicia to realize that maybe her approach of things and how she handle things, just like that, her movement of things, may not be the best way to handle things until she be able to face the whole truth and to heal from that. And then a family issue right now is that the family has a habit of not telling the truth and not speaking the truth and keep it silent. So they need to break that and to fall into the pattern of telling each other's things and be open and honest so they can heal from that. And now Alicia is missing part of the stories, and now she needs to realize that it's more to her story that she's telling. And then when she get that, then she can be able to heal herself. But she didn't get in the heal. Now they had Iyanla had an exercise with Judy about not paying attention, not being present. The more important things of what is raising our children, because there's gonna be so many obstacles. How many obstacles coming your way, and then you need to be able to focus and balance and juggle. We're not losing the goal of being the first role of being a mother. So they had a cooking exercise, cooking breakfast and everything. And the doorkeeper ringing, go into the door. Iyanla was fixing things for her, and then the marbles drop, and then go answer the door again. And then with the flowers, and then got to get the vase, put the thing, and then let the food cook or burn. She said wasn't afraid about the food. It could tell right there Alicia wasn't paying attention. She was struggling to keep up with everything and not focus on the detail in hand. And it's like she's starting to get it, because when they were making the food, she said, "Oh, this is a mess." She said, "Oh, let's put some sugar on it." She said, "Yeah, you trying to look pretty of a messy situation. The messiness of your whole family is mess, but you sugarcoat it and putting it on pretty and making it all sweet and everything and making it look like it's not bad. It's hurtful and it's not right, and it's not a good thing. So you putting a band-aid, you putting sugar things on it of a messed up situation instead of facing it. Then that's what get her open to understand. And I guess she's starting to understand that as well now. Even though the mother is still delusional about things, about how this happening and how things going on, and that, oh, it happened to my family. So it's like she think it's a normal thing. She think it's all normal. It's nothing to it. It's a pattern. It's sequence patterns, so like that happened in our family. So what? Now Alicia afraid that she could do that to her daughter and pass it down to her daughter. So we get a blindfolded exercise where Alicia could be able to speak her truth, and they could hear her, and then they start putting a blindfold on. It's like you coming blinded. Now Alicia feel like she's before that happened. Now Iyanla had sit down with Alicia, and they say like, you need to restructure your story now and everything. And then Alicia started to realize she needs to do that. And she said, you know what? Did you realize the issue of neglect is this door, open the door to her molestation? And she said, yeah, I realized that, because since the family has been neglectful of generations, it leads to molestation be happening because the parents, people's not dealing with that. Since nobody want to deal with that, it was easy for the grandfathers, for the men in the family to molest their children, because nobody is open, nobody is aware, and the people is denying it and neglecting it and looking the other way instead of facing the truth. Instead of standing up for their children, instead of standing against the molester, they protect the molesters. So that's that. And now Alicia also will start to realize that it was trouble way before this even happened with her. And now she started to realize that maybe it was bigger to the story that she did that, because she used that on the molestation as the end all be all. But it's more likely it was bigger than the molestation. And it was more to this family thing. And it's more to just her molester. It's more to the family pattern and the psychopathology. Now, with her movement, and she's telling right now, she could easily fall victim to the same pattern her mother was doing with her own daughter. Even though she does this movement, because she haven't been healing herself. When somebody who haven't healed from their own issues, from their own dealing with things, then you can't help others. Now, if something happens to your daughter, God forbid, I'm not want to happen that happen, but if that situation does happen to your daughter in the future, how do you go about helping your daughter if you never had the tools to really help yourself and heal from that? So sometimes, and then you start like repeating a pattern of what you've been showing when you going on. You say, "Oh, it's nothing," and all that stuff. So it's you have to think things through and think about that. So Iyanla suggests to Alicia to put the pause of the story and work on yourself. And then once you get that movement, and once you get yourself together and you heal, then whoever comes to your way, you could be able to have a solid foundation and helping them. But if you never heal for yourself and your whole is still broken from everything's happening, your helping is not gonna go too far. It won't be effective. And then you probably relapse and go deep into the situation that you would never think go deep with, because the person you helping opened some wounds that you had never healed, and then you are distraught and you can't deal with things because it's still raw in yourself. So you just gotta understand your triggers and how you have to handle things. Now they had a blindfold exercise where Alicia could speak her truth to her mother and sister, and she said um, I'm hurt by the fear of neglect, the loneliness, the heartbreak, the being a bad mother to her daughter, repeating a cycle. And it's like, yes, it's like that could happen. That could easily happen. And because of the result of what the family been doing, as a result of her being molested. It's like that. So it didn't start happening when she got molested. It started happening way before she got molested. That it is passed down, and you can't, like I said, like Yana told Alicia, you can't heal without knowing the whole truth. And now let's start Alicia knowing the whole truth, that she could be able to start understanding that maybe at the time, maybe her mother thought she could do the best that she can. Even though it probably was not right, she did the best what she can, what she thought it was. And now all she had to do is to ask for forgiveness, and maybe Alicia could forgive and move on from that. So when they was talking, Alicia, Sharon said her piece, and then how she, yeah. So when Alicia said her thing and Sharon said her thing, Judy was saying she didn't know, because she was like, when she believed her father of her daughter, because when Alicia asked her, she said, I asked you, and said, how can you keep taking me over there? Why are you letting me take it over there? Because she said she believed her father that he would never do it again, because she only thought it was just that one time, and she didn't even do it. It was child molestation, because it only happened one time. Judy, it only takes one time for that to happen. It takes one time for somebody to become a child molester. It takes one time for somebody to become a rapist. It's like it don't take multiple tries. Then you say, oh, that was a child molester. No, it takes that one time. And this has happened to your daughter. And he did it multiple times. It's not just one time. After you find out when you read Alicia's manuscript. So it was never just at one time. So you believe the father of your daughter, he kept taking your daughter over there, knowing that this is the thing that your daughter is afraid of, and you keep taking her over there, and she kept getting molested and festering, and so you was neglecting that, and you weren't doing the truth, and so you were denying that, oh, her father couldn't be molestation because it only happened one time. It only take one time for it to happen. So it started to open up, and now she realized that she messed up. She realized she messed up and did the wrong thing. She didn't have to protect her daughter, and she asked for forgiveness. So she said, "I forgive you." She asked the same thing. She said, "I forgive you," and be there for you, protect you, and learn the tools. And the intention is to be there for Julia's intention to be there for her children more, love them more. Alicia said she gonna put a hold on her movement and work on herself, get more help, go to more counseling. Because once she get that, then she can start the movement. But right till that happens, she needs to put down a hold. And like I said, so it was really good for this to happen and to get this thing going, because so many people, it's so many common in a lot of families that does that. Something happened to somebody, a child in the family, and people kept on the rug, tell the people to keep quiet, not to say anything. And then when they get older, you tell them to get over it, and no, you can't do that, because they can never get over that. And then the person they came to you for help, and you decide not to help them. Who can they run to? Who can they trust? Who can they be? Who can they feel like they not alone dealing with these issues when they should have got the help when they needed to. So this was a good episode. It was nice. Um, I feel for the family. Hope they get together. And then they said they started working everything together. Alicia said she gonna put a hold on movement and work on herself more. Sharon, Judy's, and Alicia, they building a bond together as a family, and they gonna move forward from there. So I wish them best of luck and good luck to everyone. Peace.